Yo, what's good? It's Bear in the building. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Kueen Talk. If you are new here, welcome. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe button, leave a comment. Let us know what you think of this episode. You guys, we got a very special guest today, located in Wichita, Kansas. We got Bri McBride. Please welcome Bri McBride. Bride.
Hi.
How you doing, Bri?
Good. Living life like it's golden, as they say.
Yeah, living a life like it's golden. Living a life like
Yeah,
it's golden.
I can't complain. I always say, at least I'm upright. That's always half the battle. So,
Yes, I know. When
yeah.
you said it, I was like, you know what? That's the truth. That is the truth. That is half the battle. And you're located here in Wichita now, but you're originated from Detroit. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I've been living in Wichita for like, it's been almost 10 years now, which is wild to think about. Time flies, but I've got an aunt that lives down here, and Wichita is like a metropolis to her. Like she has so much love for Wichita. So she's been trying to get me down here, or was for a very long time. And then finally, my mom, when I was like 18, 19, she was like, oh, fine. And here I am 10 years later.
yeah.
Yeah.
10 years is like it's the same for me. Like that's like the amount of time I've been here as well. What was your aunt saying about Wichita that was like, yeah, I'm want to come to Wichita?
Really, it summed up to autonomy. So it was just the opportunity to come down here and do things on my own, figure things out. Back in Michigan, my mom was very watchful and mindful of kind of how I was doing. So even just the inkling of an idea that I could come down here and figure things out, like that was enough for me. I could deal with everything else and being kind of slower paced. Because I know when I lived in Michigan, me and my friends, we thought Wichita was like no tea, no shade, but we thought it was like cornfields. You know, like
Yeah.
nothing was happening down here. When I was on the flight down here, I remember looking out the window and I was like, oh my God, everything's so flat. Like,
Yep.
but it's not bad. It's fine. I love it here.
Yeah. It is still all of those things. Like it is
Yeah.
very flat. You'll see
Yeah.
the cornfields when you get in those rural areas. But you said like before that Wichita is where like your life started.
Yes.
And so you say you speak of autonomy and being able to be free with who you are. Like, is that play a factor into that, like your identity and stuff, as into freedom, or what do you mean
Um,
by like this is when your life started?
it's more so just like because before I moved down here, I struggled with mental health. Like honestly, my sexuality was the easiest part of things. Like my family was questioning me about it when I was like 7. Like it started very
Okay.
early. And I was like, I don't even know what that is. Like I don't know. I'm just trying to hang out. So me being gay in my identity honestly was like the easiest factor
Hmm.
into it. Really the biggest thing was just me kind of grappling what I was handling with mental health wise. And because of my struggle with that through my teenage years, that's why my mom had that watchful eye on me. And ironically, me coming down here and kind of flying the coop and being on my own is that last nudge I needed to grow past that and to learn how to, manage those emotions and manage those things and become increasingly emotionally intelligent. I had to have that autonomy, that space to do that. So that's more so what I'm referencing. It's just the moment I had that autonomy and that ownership of myself, that's to me, that's life starting. The moment I could make decisions and say I'm going to do A, B, and C and Y, that's life for me. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, no, that's I hear you on that. Like the moment you're able to make those moves and stuff by yourself. I definitely hear you on that. When you say previously, like if you don't mind, like mental health wise, like back
yeah.
in your teenage years, what did that look like?
It was rough.
Yeah,
I have a sense of humor about it nowadays, but
yeah,
like I'm diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder, which the easiest way to sum that up is like it has factors of bipolar disorder and schizophrenia. So I had a lot going on at once, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot to grapple when you're, you know, in adolescence and you're just
Right.
trying to get through the basics of hormones and things like that. So that was a serious struggle for me for a long time up until I moved down here. So yeah, sometimes things will get real, but
Yeah. Were you
um,
diagnosed at a young age?
I guess depending on how you look at young, I would say my journey with like, um, hospitals and things like that, like mental health hospitals, psych ward and stuff like that, started when I was like 14, which I guess in hindsight is pretty young. But they went through a bunch of different diagnoses before they finally came to schizoaffective disorder when I was like 16 or 17,
Mm-hmm.
which did help because then you're like, okay, now I know why these things
Yeah.
are happening. Now I know why I'm struggling with these things. So, yeah, I would say I guess it was pretty young. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm like 29 now. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a journey, but um yeah, moving down here and really what took place before I moved down here was really what set things in motion. Like everything happened down here. I met my wife down here.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so crazy. Our first date was literally the 1 year anniversary of me moving down here. So I think the stars aligned, like something divine happened that where I
Yeah.
needed to come to Wichita. So I love it here. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it, you know?
Yeah. I feel like growing up in Detroit though, and dealing with the mental illness that you deal with, a lot of people like in like black households specifically, like we don't take like our mental health very seriously. Like we don't deal with those problems. You got it. Like kudos to your family. Like at an early age, 14, we're understanding like this could be something other than just whatever it may have been. So
Yeah.
how was that for you and your family to like process through that?
Well, I mean, the gag is mental health is like a common issue that, or a common struggle in my family. So when I started having my journey through that, like it wasn't totally foreign, you know? I think it's definitely something genetic. It kind of just sprinkles a little bit on all of us in different ways, but um yeah, I think my mom, she she was able to identify it because she had already been exposed to it, either from other family members or, either from her own struggles. So I think she was able to understand it from that point. But even then, like you said, like living in a black household, I definitely had the grandma sit me on the couch. She's like, "Girl, you just need to pray through it." Like, I'm
Mm.
like, "Girl, I'm trying to pray through this, and it's that's not helping me, girl. Help me."
Yeah.
So it's definitely still a struggle there. I still got the depress them dishes then, like like what do you got to be depressed about? Like, so it's just interesting how even with lived experiences,
Mm-hmm.
um, the culture of things and the connotations around it can still bear a very heavy weight on that
Yeah.
process, you know? But kudos to my mom because, she did the best she could, and I couldn't imagine. I honestly couldn't imagine, you know?
Yeah. How was Detroit life like? Like Wichita is very small. We talk about the
Yeah.
cornfields and stuff like that, and like Detroit, like it's.
It's faster paced. And honestly, like as far as living in Detroit, like as what everyone knows it, like the trenches of Detroit, I had a limited experience there. It's like, so I lived in the east side and west side of Detroit, like elementary school years pretty much. And then my mom booked it out to the suburbs. So, but even in the time I had living in Detroit, like I I had experiences where I can see how difficult living in that environment and staying in that environment can be, You know, we moved out of one of our houses and they found a dead body across the street. We moved, to West Detroit and my mom was pregnant with my sister and our car kept getting stolen. I mean, like clockwork as soon as she got it. So, things like that. And even just like the resources, when I moved to the suburbs, I was learning things in class that my aunt, who was in high school in Detroit, was like, "Oh, you guys are already learning this stuff, eh?" It's like, yeah, this is what redlining and all those weird freaking,
Yeah.
policies does to, people who really have no say in it. So, um, but outside of the sad stuff, it is like a lot more faster paced, just a lot more options food wise, and it's just a bigger city ultimately. Yeah,
Yeah, it is like you said. That is like we said it previously. It is sad, but that's real. That is
yeah.
so real, and like you even see that here in Wichita, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like you definitely see the segregation here in Wichita of the redlining and the resources over there. I was just recently trying to look for fireworks stands, and I was like, "Oh, I'm over here in this area. Like, let me try." There was none in that area, and then you go over to, and then you see one like on every corner, and I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
just like the littlest things you see just like don't get um they don't get the resources for this
Yeah.
stuff. So
Mm. Even the
oh
food desert, you see on like the north side, it's like,
yeah,
dang, like,
they used to
you
have
know,
the one save a lot,
mm-hmm.
and then that
It's gone.
slowly went away,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you feel like Wichita is going to be like the place now, like for you? And you said you got a wife too, so like, let's. I'll actually want to talk about that. Your wife, you met her 1 year anniversary of moving to
Yes.
Wichita, and how long have you guys been married?
We've been married, it'll be 5 years this year. And then we've been together, it'll be 9 years in December. So
Oh my gosh!
it's been a long
Congratulations!
time.
Yes,
Thank
it
you.
has.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, where did you guys meet at? And let me
So,
just say, this is black love, black lesbian love found in Wichita. Like that needs to be
yes.
noted. That needs to be
Yes.
noted.
We need a
Uh,
statue or something somewhere for sure.
yes. Where did you
um,
meet her?
I play music. As soon as I came down here, I started playing music anywhere I could. And one of those places was Bar Coffee House. And she
Mm-hmm.
caught me playing a set there. And then she was just kind of low key digging me. We didn't really talk to each other, you
Mm-hmm.
know. I remember there was one set I played where I covered a song she really liked. I'm trying to remember what it was called. It's by Spooky Black. I can't remember what it's called though. Oh my god, she's gonna kill me. But I covered it, and it's called "Without You" by Spooky Black. And only I would do an acoustic cover or something like that, but I did. And she's like, "Oh my god, I love that song!" And then that was kind of like what kept her in the back of my mind. And we ultimately didn't end up speaking until we matched on Tinder. And what's crazy is I remember, do you swipe left or right? It's been so long, but I swiped the good direction on Tinder, and I was like, there ain't no way she don't. She's gonna like me. Meanwhile, she's at work and she sees it, and she's like, "Oh my god, y'all, look!" So it was crazy. We actually ended up getting married at that coffee house that we met at. Yeah,
Aww.
shout out to Angelo because he made it happen. Like, while people were navigating the pandemic and everything, like we had to do it as safely as possible. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we got married at that same coffee house. It was
That's
beautiful.
dope.
Yeah,
That's dope. Congratulations. That's awesome.
yeah,
That's a cute
yeah,
love story. That's a
yeah.
cute love story. And you got married in 2020 during COVID. During is your wife
Yes.
from here too? Is your wife?
Yes. Yeah, she's born and raised in Wichita. She's very like family oriented. So that's what's kind of kept us rooted in Wichita. Because I've
Okay.
moved around a lot as a kid, so I usually want to hop wherever I can and move somewhere, new.
Mm-hmm.
But my wife has such a profound love for the family that she has here and having that family dynamic that, it was just something that I agreed, it's valuable to you. I'm going to make it valuable to me. And really being with her has made me a lot more family oriented, even. So, But yeah, we're going to be
Good.
sitting tight for a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not. That's all right. I feel like I don't know. Wichita and I, like, I'm trying to figure it out, to be completely honest with you, Bri. I'm trying to figure it out.
A
Like,
little torn.
yes, I
Yeah.
am, because like, as you've seen, like, we just had the Pride event, right? And it's
Hmm.
like, I just before that I was in DC at Black Pride, and like, just the compared to the two, it's just like, man, like, this is what I'm missing out on. Like, I'm missing out on this. Like, could be my everyday life. Like, this could
Yeah.
be my everyday life. Um, but it's like, I can create that here in Wichita,
Hmm.
I guess.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Yeah.
okay, are people really gonna mess with it? That's the thing too. Is like, okay, are people really gonna? I don't know. So I don't know. That's why I'm torn. I'm so torn, like, for
Yeah.
real.
It's,
Because like
I think it's
meeting,
worth the effort, you know?
yeah, like meeting you and your wife, like those are like the connections that I'm trying to make, here in town, to like
Yeah.
network with and stuff. So yeah, like doing this podcast, it's allowing me to do that too. Just like
Yeah.
meeting more people and like stating my mission, getting your stories and connecting that way has definitely helped out. So we're doing something right. Like, we're,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think so. I think because I feel that sometimes too when I go to Dallas or Houston or Denver, I'm like, oh my God, wow. But it's also really great to see even the growth of that in Wichita. Because I tell you, like, this year's Pride was vastly different from the Prides I've been to years prior to. And I think that was even more rewarding than if, you know, I was in Dallas or I was in Detroit where they have a big, massive pride every year, you know?
Mhm.
It just made me like proud, like, oh, look at our little community, like we're doing our thing. Like it builds like this loyalty, you know?
Yeah, for sure. No, I hear that too, and it is like something about being part of the growth makes you
Yeah.
feel like it's good. Like, it's like, yeah, you might have to create it, but if you go somewhere else, like, it's already created, they might already have their own little circles or whatever too.
Mhm.
So it's like, you never know. You never know. But you and your wife, you're obviously going to be here, and you just said like they're family oriented, so their love for your guys' love is like unconditional. They don't have any problem with your guys' relationship at all.
No, no. I mean, her family, they embrace me with open arms, you know? I love my wife's family. Love them down.
Good,
They're great.
good.
I know if I needed anything, they would extend that same love that they have for her to me,
Hmm.
and I couldn't be more grateful for that, you know?
Yeah.
Like early on when we started dating, her dad helped me move. Now, mind you, I think we were dating for like 6, maybe 8 months. She's like, "Hey, Dad, can you can you help my girlfriend move?" He's like, "All right, baby." He just got this truck and helped me move.
That's
So
awesome. That's
yeah,
good.
it's they've always been just so welcoming. Sometimes it's a little tricky because my family's so spread out for her to build those connections. But I know my aunt down here loves her. She passed like my aunt's test from the get go. You know, I remember showing her pictures. She was like, "Oh my God, this is it." I was like, "I know, girl." I'm like, "I know." So,
That's good.
yeah, no problems on that front whatsoever.
Yeah,
They're
and
locked in.
that's good. Like, when the family accepts it, that's when you know, like, you're doing
Uh huh.
something right. You're doing something right.
Yeah, yeah.
Is this like your first relationship that you've been into, or like prior to this, like, had you been in relationships before?
Uh, Prior to it, I had been. I guess to me, I've only been in two relationships, which it sounds scandalous that I worded like that. But to me, I've been in two relationships. My first one was back in Michigan. I had a girlfriend in high school. We were together for 4 years.
Okay.
So that was my first relationship. Super toxic, super crazy. So this is definitely a 180 from that. But I don't know. I'm just like a glutton for monogamy and like tying myself down. I'm like,
Hmm.
yeah, like lock me in.
Yeah.
You
Like, I
know?
mean, when you know, like,
Yes.
if I feel like once, especially if you've like experienced like this toxic relationship already, like, okay, that's not that, you don't want that. Like,
Yes.
things have to be better than that situation too. And especially as we get older. we do like, we know what we want a little bit
Yeah.
more, and what how we need to receive the love. So it does make a
Yes.
difference.
Yes. And I think there's finding the right person, but then also like having being equipped with the skills to foster that love with the right person. Sometimes you meet the right person, and I'm just saying this in general, right? You meet the right person, but maybe they aren't where they need to be in their journey to be able to communicate effectively or to, perceive how you need to be loved effectively. So I think it takes a lot to really have the relationship that I've built with my wife. We just met each other at the perfect time where we're both at a place where I've never had like ups and downs, scream out arguments with my wife because we're both at a place where we have just like the emotional intelligence to know
Hmm.
how to communicate, hey, this is how you made me feel. I know this is not how you want it to make me feel, but this is what it is. And coming from a place of love rather than hurt. So I think that's a big
Yes.
part of it, you know?
Therapy will get you there. Therapy will get you there.
Yeah, people always tell me, they're like, "Oh man, you sound like a therapist." Yeah, I've been through a lot of therapy, dude. Like that'll do it to you, you know?
Yeah, it'll
But
get you there for sure. I've recently gotten to therapy, like this year, like 2025 was the first time I did therapy. Um and I know, right?
snaps
Like
and claps.
it's it's cool, like, but I still have trust issues, right? Like, even though I know
Mhm.
like this person, I'm supposed to like tell everything to him, like, yeah, we're still gonna work up that, we're gonna have to work our way to that. But
Yeah.
right now I feel like we're surface level a little bit, but we'll
Baby
get in there.
steps.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're in there. Someone I feel like I can talk shit to, and like literally just word vomit to, which I
Mhm.
don't do that often, like at all. So
Yeah.
um
No, I feel that. I feel that very kind of reserved. Sometimes people tell me I'm hard to read because I'm very like compartmentalized in that way. So I feel that.
speaking of like hard to read, I would say like you're such a unique individual. Like, um y'all, if you didn't know, Bri is an artist, like a musician. And like, yo, when you started singing, I was like, no way. Like,
Yeah.
no way. Like, I would never have guessed that. Like, I was just like, I was like, you definitely, I love your style. Like, your
Thank
sound
you.
is just, it's, if you stay consistent with it,
Yeah.
there's no doubt that you won't catch a lot of people's ears and eyes for sure. Um,
That's what I'm working on, you know?
what got you started into music? How long have you been in music?
A very, very long time. I think I've started seriously writing music when I was 13, which is super cool because I held on to all the voice memos. So if you ever want to hear terrible guitar and terrible lyrics and like a 13-year-old Brie, I got it. But music has always been kind of like interwoven in my family. My mom sang backup for Barry Manilow, back in
Okay.
the day. I don't know much about Barry Manilow, but I know
I,
people know who he is.
I don't know much about, but I know like that name. Like the
Yes.
name is sounds very familiar.
Yes.
So
So she did that and she loved singing, and every family get together was karaoke. So like, and we did not mess around. Everybody, you gonna pick a song. If you don't want to sing, we don't care. You're gonna pick one song, you're gonna sing it. Like, so music has always been just a huge thing in my family. I got an uncle that has a studio back in Michigan. Like, it's kind of like in my blood, I guess. It sounds
yeah,
so like cliche. It's
yeah.
in my blood, uh, but yeah, it's always been um, a huge focal point in my family's music.
And
Yeah.
you said you picked up the guitar like at a young age, and teenage years is when you started playing that. And then when did you find your voice? Like,
Oh my gosh! So when I was a little girl, like I remember people like perking their ears when I would sing and be like, "Okay, girl." I didn't think anything of it though. I was
yeah.
just like, "Okay, I'm just doing my thing," you know. And it never registered to me that I could sing until high school, because I took a class called music seminar, where you practice your own instrument and then you perform for the class at the end of the week. So I did
Okay.
my performance, and the choir director was like, "You come here." I was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "I need you in choir now." All right, oh, let's do it. And just starting to get feedback was when I started realizing, like, oh my God, I might be good at this.
Yeah.
I might be pretty decent at this, I think, you know?
Yeah.
But I think because I never really registered it until, to me, kind of late, um, I never really take myself too seriously about it. On an internal level, yes. But as far as like when I'm performing somewhere, I'm not, you know, I'm about to blow you all out the water. Like I'm just here to have a good time, share my gift with you guys and hope you guys like it. So, but
Where do you want to pursue this? Like, is this a dream of yours to like
yeah,
make music a career, or is this just a hobby that you're doing just for fun?
I would love to make a career out of music. And me, I'm naturally humble, so like I don't need to be selling out stadiums and getting millions of dollars. If I could even just make a living with music, that is satisfying enough for me. That's validating enough for me. So that's ultimately my goal. It's just a matter of me staying consistent with it, because I've been gigging and stuff on and off the 9 years that I've been down here, 9, 10 years. So just staying consistent is the key.
Do you feel like you're there to where you are going to be consistent, or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was turning 29. I think
Okay, I
that's
was just
where
about to
I
say
was
what
like,
clicked. What clicked for
yeah,
you?
yeah, I was like, oh my God, my 20s are about to be over. Like, I got to make something shake, which it's 30 isn't, my mom made her 30s look lit. So
Yeah.
I'm not scared of 30,
Yeah.
but something within me was like, okay, I feel like I've reached a point where I know what I want to do. I know what I need to do to get there. I'm gonna just do it. I'm too grown to be peeing around at this point. So I've just reached that point and that security within myself. Because a lot of what kept me from being consistent is like that internal doubt and just being really critical of myself. I am
Mm-hmm.
so, gosh, I was talking to my wife about it. I listened to one of my performances like a couple of weeks after I did it. I was like, man, this did not sound terrible. Why was I freaking out after this? This sounds great. Like, what is wrong with me? So I just think getting older, I reached a point where I've gained enough security within myself to be like, okay, I'm cool putting everything into this. And, I'm secure in my talent and myself that it's worth that effort and it's worth that time and that energy. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, that's good because I seen a post. I seen a post of yours, and it said like, "Man, if I would have done this 10 years ago, where would I
Mm,
be today?" And it's like that's real. Like
yeah.
I even have those thoughts too of just like, but now it's like now with Queen Talk, in 10 years from now, we're gonna see where we are. Like it's not gonna
Mhm.
be like a man. Oh, I wish I would have stayed consistent because I know I know what it feels like to feel like, man, if I would have stayed down with this, if I would have just done this for just a little bit longer, like um listen to maybe someone say I should have started this videos or podcast or YouTube. Was like popping back in like 2010.
Yeah.
Like it's been out for 15 years, like really heavily now. So even before that, so it's like the staying consistent and not being like, man, wishing like, what if you would have stayed down? So, Bri, I
Mhm.
need you to stay down for those 10
I
years.
got
10
you. I
years.
got you. I'm locked
Um,
in.
yeah.
I got it.
What's yeah. What are you doing to like hold yourself accountable though? To make sure that you're staying consistent.
I would say just like having goals that I stick to. So like I always want to post a video, at least a video a week of like a cover or an original. And then with releasing singles, like I've committed to myself every month, month and a half, I'm making up for lost time. I'm dropping a single. Like I need to put my music out there. It's been so many years that people are like, "Where can I listen to you?" And I'm like,
Hmm.
"Nowhere." You know? But thank
Yeah.
you. Like,
Yeah.
you
And you
know.
see like how easy it is to put your music out there. Like
Yes.
it's not that hard to put your music out there.
Yeah, I just click a couple of buttons and then bam, it's right there. Yeah. If only.
Yeah,
But we're
and
here now.
new single stuck out right now by Bri. Make sure you guys go download that. It is on anywhere you listen to your music, Apple Music, Spotify. I listen to Apple Music. That's what I listen to, and I know what's on
Yeah.
there. It's on
Yeah.
there. It's called Stuck. Make sure you guys go check that out. I like I said, your sound it's so unique. Like I love it. I love it,
Thank
and
you.
I love like the goal setting that you do. It's like making realistic goals for yourself. You're not
Yeah.
trying to do one every day, one a week. Like making a post, making sure I do something just to like stay out there and with that, it's like do it with what you have too. Um, I think when you mentioned just being very critical of yourself, I was doing that too much personally too for me, and I was like, after I see like some of the people that I'm listening to, whether I'm like trying to learn from them, they're millionaires making money doing this. I'm just like, sometimes their audio is so bad, but I'm still tuning in just because I'm
Yeah.
trying to learn or I identify with them. Like it's like sometimes their videos aren't the best quality, but I'm tuning in because what they have or something I identify with, and it's interesting. Like it doesn't have to be this perfect thing, and I think that's what like makes it so good for like people like us now is because like if you scroll on TikTok, if you're scrolling on Facebook Reels, whatever you're doing, you realize it doesn't have to be perfect. You
Yeah.
can see that you're still watching whatever you're watching.
Yeah. No, I feel that because I mean, that's what got me to drop my first single. Like, I started thinking of a song that Summer Walker released that I love. And you can hear like the smoke alarm beep in the background because she literally just like recorded on her phone or something. But it's such a beautiful song. Like, I don't care. It's like,
Yeah.
you can't always compare yourself to necessarily who you're looking up to because perhaps they have a larger budget. If I like the production of, I don't know, like a Tyler the Creator record, I can't, compare my home studio that has like $500 of equipment versus the massive amount of resources that he has. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I can try to, do as much as I can, like I said, with what I have. And if the talent is there, if the work is there and people hear that, I mean, that's all that matters, you know?
Yeah,
So,
that's so true. And keep doing it. You're doing a great job. Uh,
ew.
yeah, I said that I got to see you perform at Wichita Pride, and uh, if you stay connected with them, that'd be dope too. But like what you're doing on your own is like really dope. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout out to Indigo Soul, by the way. I love
yes,
them down. They're great. They're great.
I need yeah, we need both of them on the podcast too for sure.
Hmm.
I've already casted
Cast
that.
out that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to reel it in. Just trying to reel it in. How do you feel like being a part of a group like that that's like black and queer? Like the introduction y'all had, I was like, okay,
No, yeah, now that
okay.
wasn't rehearsed either, but Kaya has like the habit of just saying some shit. I'm like, you know what? Hell yeah.
Yes, we're very black and we're
We're
very
very
queer.
queer. Yes. I was like,
Yes.
oh my God, that's so true. Like, okay. No, it was great. I think I even just really appreciated our similar love for R&B and even the throwbacks. My playlist, my go-to playlist is like 70s, 80s R&B. So being able to jam with people who are on that same wavelength, like, oh yeah, yeah, I know that. Like, oh yeah, I love that Shaka Khan song. Like, that was dope. Like, that was exciting for me, you know? Just being able to connect on that level. And they're just super chill, friendly, awesome, talented people. So that helps too.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, like very black, very queer artists here in Wichita. Like it's here and it's It's good to see like you guys getting recognized too, um, because the talent is there for sure. Um, and when you enter spaces like that, and like for me, when I see y'all, like I light up because I'm like, that represents me, you know, like this
Hmm.
is a group that I vibe with. The music, like the R&B, like that's what I listen to, you know, and it's just like a different connection there that happens when you see like people that you like identify with. So it's really dope.
For sure. For sure. I was talking to my wife earlier today about even just Sid from the internet. Like, not only was that a queer person of color making music, but I feel like even the way she presented and carried herself was super pivotal for me. Cause, like, yes, she's quote unquote mask, but we both have, little fairy like voices, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and just the way she carried herself and the way she wrote was very reminiscent of how I feel as kind of a
Mm,
more mass presenting woman, but also still very, in
yeah.
touch with, you know,
Mm,
the soft side of myself.
yeah. And you mentioned Sid in that girl. I can't sing, right? But that song. Yes, they don't know. Yo, what? Like that song is like I remember that song like a while ago, and it did like it hit differently for sure. So relatable, and I played the hell out of that song. Like that was my
Yeah.
jam. When I heard you guys play that at Pride, I was like, no, they. I was like, what? I was like, man, nostalgia. I haven't heard that song in a long time. I even had to run it back and add it on my Apple Music. I was like,
Like, as
man,
a
I
matter of
forgot it.
fact.
Yes, it's like, man, I forgot about that. But yeah, that representation, like once you see it, it's nice to see. What do you do besides like music? You're a gamer,
Oh,
but
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what do you do in Wichita for fun though? Like, what is something that you get involved in to stay
Um,
connected and have fun?
I think I've made a commitment to myself to try to pop out to at least one show that I'm not playing in a week, just to kind of see what other music's out there. You never know. There's so many
Hmm.
of us out here, and to build those connections. But also, I've been really digging like super long walks, just in the parks and around town. Like I take a 4 mile walk by my house a couple times a week, and that's been great. Sounds super lame, I know,
Hey, you
but
know,
you know.
you got that flat land and the cornfields to look at. So,
Yeah, yeah, but it's great. And even though it is pretty flat, like there's still so much life around here, like as far as trees and stuff like that. I'm gonna sound like a hippie, but I found
yeah,
a tree that I fell in love with on my walk. I was like, I love this tree. And that's been
yeah.
like the highlight of my past couple of weeks. So I guess I just get a kick out of just simple stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Like, have you found a community here in town? Like, I know, like I mentioned before, like me, like wanting to start something. Like, but like, have you found like a community yourself
I would say
besides family? Ain't no family, no cousins.
I would say pockets. So I've found just pockets of people and communities that I've just kind of connected with over the years. Um, like Black Soul. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's an amazing, phenomenal local poet. He puts on a lot of shows that put on a lot of local artists, poets, musicians. Um, Vic, which I can't remember his last name right now. He's going to kill me, but he does Simply Poetry. And what's cool about that is it's poets and the music, but he pays these artists as well. And that's out of his own pocket. So just like little pockets of communities that I kind of poke my head in, and then, veer out. But as far as like a massive, like consistent community, that's kind of what I'm trying to foster at this point, especially as I'm, growing as a musician and trying to be consistent. What I've found is what has been most beneficial for me, as far as staying consistent and challenging myself, is making those connections. It is jamming with other people, getting outside of my comfort zone. So I'm
Yeah.
looking to build that community, you know?
Well, you might be a candidate of mine
They're
then.
like, say less.
Yeah, like yeah, because I'm just trying to like get a feel out too. Just like what's am I the only one searching for it? Like, is this a thing? Like, I mean, I'm in my 30s, you're close to 30s, just like finding friendships and relationships during that age and like networking. I don't know, just like growing up, being in Wichita, like you kind of got used to just like being the only one in the room at
Hmm.
times. But I'm at a time in my place where just like I don't want to consistently be in spaces like that all my life. Like
Yeah.
I just don't want to do that anymore. So finding that, building that community that creates that space for me like on a regular basis is needed for
Mhm.
me to like fill me up inside, like especially with everything going on right now. Like it's
Yeah.
just uh
Yeah. Yeah.
only some people really get it, like so.
Yeah. In due time.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure. For
That's a
sure.
simplification of it, right? In due
Yeah.
time, yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna come. It's gonna come. I'm just gonna make it happen. I did something last year. I hosted an event. I'm gonna host an event, another one this year too. So you're gonna have to catch this
Cool.
one this year.
Okay.
Um, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be like during Christmas time. So
Yeah, I'll come through. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely got to. Uh, what's something like in your story that you're like, man, I really want people to know this about me, or this really needs to be heard.
Oh man, that's a loaded question. Something in my story that people need to know. I think I kind of already touched on it because, like I said, probably the biggest, I guess, factor in my life that I had to handle was like the mental health journey and just becoming increasingly cognizant of how I was navigating the planet, navigating things. Um, I think of all things, I'd like to just be a representation of like you may be struggling now, whether it is mental illness or maybe it is people that don't really vibe with your identity or they don't understand it. Um, but it's not the end all be all, you know? And, everyone has kind of like a journey that they navigate. And I would just end my story and just getting past my diagnosis and really learning how to become I feel like it's like a buzzword for me, but emotionally intelligent. Like my life has improved significantly since gaining that emotional intelligence. I just you know, even when it's tough and when it's, you know, rough, because I've had a rough couple of months, with some family stuff and some personal stuff. Just having that to fall back on and kind of recenter myself. Um, you
What
know,
gets you what gets you recentered? Like what helps you get to that space?
I would say probably like meditation. And then I have a grandmother that passed away when I was 13. Um, and sometimes when I'm meditating, or some might even call it praying, like I feel like I'm connecting to my grandmother, and that really like brings me back down to earth. And especially when things are just really, really wild, really crazy, just things one after another. Just thinking of like the lineage that brought me here and the strength of Black women that brought me here, that also surrounds me. That's what I look to. I'm struggling because somebody rear-ended me on the highway, and I've got some family stuff going on, but my grandmother survived Jim Crow, Alabama. So, you kind of like, if she could do that, I can manage,
Yeah.
and no matter how hard it gets, it took all of that endurance and all of that strength for me to be here. All that culminated into my existence. So that's what really. grounds me. I feel
Yeah.
like that was really melodramatic, but
Yeah,
it's
no. But like when you it's like all about perspective. Like
yeah.
it is. And when you mention like that, like what our grandparents had to go through and stuff like that, um, it does like it does make you, thankful for what you do have right now. It's like yeah, you can keep pushing through. You can
Yeah. Well,
you
we
can
can
keep
make it.
pushing through.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I think in recent times that's something that I've really just have been profoundly connected to. Is just all the legwork that got us here, especially Black people. You think of just all our ancestors had to do to survive day to day, and they did. They managed it, and now here we are. You
Right,
know,
yeah. I had
yeah.
a guest in the past say like black indigenous people of color like ask your grandparents, your ancestors like what what they've been through because literally like if we're here it's like a miracle because of
Mhm.
just everything that they had to endure to get us to this point. So yeah, I hear you. I want to thank you for being a guest on Queen Talk too. I
Sure.
You signed up. I met you a year ago at
Oh
the IC.
yeah, yeah.
My first one of my first events I did was ICT Big Game Market, and just like that was just like I was like that was the first time I did an event. Just like all the feedback I was getting, everybody was like signing up. It was just it was a lot. It was a good first experience, and I
Yeah.
appreciate you coming back a year later to just like tell your story, like still rocking with Queen Talk. So I'm obviously doing
Yeah,
something nice.
and I listen. And I'm not just popping in because I do listen to the show. So I really do appreciate what you're doing and the community and the space that you're cultivating because it is significant and it is meaningful.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I
Shout outs
appreciate
to
that.
you.
Yeah,
Woo,
I
woo, woo,
appreciate
woo,
that.
woo.
So I be having the like imposter syndrome too sometimes. Like, man, um, is this being beneficial? But I get out there like to the ICT Big Game Market or Wichita Pride and do stuff like that. I'm just like, yeah, it's definitely needed. It's definitely
Yes,
needed,
yes.
and it is beneficial. But yeah, so just like thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for listening into and being a guest. I really appreciate it. What advice would you like to leave the audience with? Anything you would like to leave them
Oh
with?
my gosh, this is so like. Oh my gosh, some advice. Um, this is gonna sound really cliche, but just straight stay true to you, you know?
Mm,
There's gonna be a lot of like outside forces that are gonna kind of threaten to impact how you navigate your journey and this authenticity of how you navigate that journey, but just stay true to you. Trust your gut.
yeah.
Yeah.
How did you stay true to you, and how are you continuing to stay true to you?
Oh, well, to some people it's kind of a bad I have, and I think it's clearly just from the woman who raised me. My mother was a very self assured, like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do type of person. So I think that's just me. Like, if I'm determined to do something and I have it set in my mind, like, that's just what I'm going to do. And one thing that really rubs me the wrong way is somebody trying to tell me what to do. So that's how I stay true to myself because I don't have time
Yeah.
for any, oh, I don't like how you live, or because, you get that stuff, oh, I don't like that, or how you move. And yeah, you did all this good stuff, but you gay, like, girl, bye. Like, I know,
Yeah.
I, that's just what my mother instilled in me. Like, and that's what I mean by staying true to you. Like, everybody's going to want to put in their 2 cents
Hmm.
all the time. But that doesn't mean it's worth anything. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I like how you said in your bio you're like I get through most things, and that's by minding my own business, and it's worked great thus far.
I don't
Yeah,
know what mind frame I was in when I filled that out, but no, it's true. Like I do my business.
yeah,
Like I think the world will probably be don't take this out of context. I feel like it could be taken out of context, but like the world could be a better place if more people did mind their business, particularly on things that don't harm anyone.
hmm
You know,
yeah.
I think,
That part.
yeah,
When
yeah,
things don't harm anyone. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Like, you're upset because of how someone identifies or how they carry themselves or their pronouns. That all can vanish if you just mind your business. You got
yeah.
kids to feed, you got a mortgage to pay. Like,
Yeah.
there's other things that are demanding your attention, you know?
Yeah, that's
So
for sure. Yeah, mind that damn business. Mind your
mind your
business.
business. That should have been like, yeah, yeah, that's the advice I have for everybody. Just
Yeah.
mind your business. Yeah.
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 Well, thank you so much again, Bri, for coming up and being a guest on Kueen Talk. You guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, Bri. Like, make sure you guys check out Bri's single called Stuck. Like I said, it's on all music platforms you can listen to. Make sure you follow Bri on all of their social medias. You'll check that video once a week. And if you don't see that video once a week from Bri, you make sure you get in Bri's DM and you say, Bri, where's that video? Hey,
Roast
Bri,
me,
where's that next single?
drag me.
Yeah, yeah, where's it at?
No,
Where's
I'm not
that?
frightened because I'm going to commit. I'm committed now.
Yes, yes, I love to see it. Thank you so much, Bri. Again, I really do appreciate it for rocking with Kueen Talk, listening and being a guest. So make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this episode. As always, family, friends, strangers, love and be nice.